What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Paper Room Podcast, hosted by our BT Young Adults team. This is a podcast to encourage young adults in their young adult journey to follow Jesus and live faithfully in this culture. Our hope is to share some wisdom as you're navigating major decisions in this life. We love you guys. Hope you enjoy this episode.
What's up, young adults? Welcome back to the Paper Room.
Woo!
All four of us
Oh my God.
are here. The squad is back
Family
again.
reunion.
Aww.
Squad goals.
Oh.
How long has it been?
Oh wait, squad flew up on a Thursday. It's a Thursday. It's a Wednesday.
We've
What?
done one, all four of us, right?
No.
I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
We're pretty sure we have.
Well,
long
in general,
time.
it's been a minute since we've recorded, so we're excited to all be back. And really, this is just a yapping kind of episode because we want to catch up on what the crew's been doing. So if it's been a while since you've listened, my name's Isha, and I'm on our BT staff. Love to serve with our student ministry. And I'm joined by Pastor Danny, who's our young adult pastor, Pastor Nick,
Hey.
and Megan is here also.
Aw.
So we're just excited to catch up and figure out what's coming up next, but also talk about what's been happening.
Did we say what episode this is?
64.
Nice.
Wow.
64 is crazy. That's
Yeah.
a lot of episodes.
Yeah, that
We're
is.
We're closer
We're,
to
we're almost a
100.
senior citizen.
Hey, when we get to the 75th episode and 100, we got dressed up in tuxedos and just look really
Okay.
nice.
Ooh,
That
yeah.
kind of vibe.
So we wear tuxedos.
Like
too?
classy
Yeah.
Christmas.
Ah.
I don't own a tux. Do you own a tux?
No, but they say it should
Because
actually.
you rent them?
They
Do you
say
rent them?
women should rent their bridal dress and men should buy the tux.
Because you probably wear that more often.
Yeah, but
I've
they
never
say-
thought about
they
that.
say we
That's
mess it up.
crazy.
No, I'm
I've
buying
never
my
heard
Buy
of
the
that.
dress.
It's because our
It's
culture
already
is so
bought, actually. It's
counterculture.
like-
I already have it. I'm ready.
See?
Anyway. So did y'all
That's
hear
a
that?
joke.
Megan's ready.
Okay, moving
So
on.
anyways, moving on. So in June we had move night number 1, and I would love to hear about it because I wasn't there. So Danny and Megan.
You weren't there either.
I wasn't there. I was at graduate. It was graduation season.
Dang. It's
And
been
you
a
were
busy
graduating
season.
too.
I was.
For
Crazy.
pregnancy.
I was moving on.
Yeah, so moving night 1, it was really crazy. I felt like there was a lot that happened behind the scenes to kind of get us to move night. There was just internal planning, all this stuff. But I do feel like obviously God has been moving in the lives of young adults all semester long. But starting like in February, I think we've had to make adjustments to our response time on Tuesday nights because it's just been like we're having to extend a lot with the amount of prayer that was being had at the altar and things like that. The worship team was like, hey, trying to come up with 2 or 3 more songs. So we actually made an adjustment to Tuesday nights that really helped that part. But really all semester long, I was like, God, what are you doing? Like in that, I was like praying through that. And I feel like Move Night was just like a culmination of everything God was building from all semester long with the
That's
way that
cool.
young adults were responding and praying. A lot of heaviness, a lot of a lot of work that God was doing to where one of the coolest things, I think it was like 1 a.m. and they were still
Ooh,
closing up in worship when it was supposed to end like
Mhm.
ideally at 11:30.
that's good.
It was funny because the goal was 11:30, right? Midnight. It's kind of late, I know the young adults and they're excited, and we'll stay up to 4 a.m. anyway playing whatever video games. But as a staff, we need to honor our church, the time, whatever. Like y'all gotta get here. So it was like 11:30 ish. Speaker was closing up. We had Aaron and Hannah Barnett come. They're on a previous episode. Go check it out. And I was like, all right, we had 3 songs planned on the back end. And so I texted the band. I said, hey, go ahead and cut 1. Let's do 2 songs. So they're like, all right. We cut 1 song and added like 3, I think, because of like
Nice.
the response that was happening. And there's sometimes where I'll just speak honestly, like sometimes response is happening and I'm like, and some people are like, hey, we gotta keep going. I'm like, man, it's happening for 5 people, but for the
You like they got 2 more
Yeah.
minutes.
yeah, for like
Feel
the
that tension,
200
like-
plus other in the room, I was like, I think we're good.
They
Like
want to go home.
we don't need to extend this. But at Move, I was like, no, we got to keep going. It was one of the times where I personally felt like just keep singing. Chi started singing in Spanish.
Dang.
Nobody knew that or planned that, and that was the tongues, bro, crazy. And so yeah, it was a beautiful time. Really cool. And then like you mentioned, it was a Move night, not a Move conference. So it was just Friday night. We packed a lot into one night. I'm glad you gave me the idea of bro, go till midnight, and because our original goal was like 6 to 10 p.m. I think, and I was like, man, like that's not
That's really
enough time.
short, yeah.
And you're like, they're young adults, go to midnight. I was like, okay, I didn't even think about that. And so yeah, we did that and more. But yeah, great time. Had Chi, had Aaron and Hannah. It was a fun.
Yeah, I was really curious. Like, I knew that I wasn't gonna be there because of the timing. But
We thought you were gonna be there because Robin came early.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did come early. But I was
I
really.
knew you weren't going to be there. 'Cause I told the team, the way my sister
Get
is
ready,
looking,
yeah.
just plan on her not.
Yeah, and I was also praying, so the Lord did answer my prayer. Thank you, Lord, that He would not wait until the due date. But I was really intrigued by the conference shifting to just one night, and then even just hearing the timeline, like, oh dang, like it's gonna go till midnight.
Yeah,
Like
that's neat.
that's a little past my bedtime. But just because I was feeling so tired.
A lot of us felt that.
But what was like the biggest, I guess, benefit of switching it up like that, or maybe just like an unexpected? Wow, that was really cool that we changed it because of this one thing.
I'll speak generally and then
Yeah.
because my brain. But I think for me, Move Nights was really awesome this year. Like Danny mentioned, like that response time. Aaron did a call for healing, and that has been like I think on our young adults' heart for a long time. I can't remember when it was, but Isaac came and taught. I think like last fall, and young adults like wrote down on note cards their prayer requests, and almost all of them was healing for something. And so it's been on my mind a lot for just healing. And I think that night our young adults got that. I think a lot of them are coming with a lot of heaviness, just from different things. And I think that night a lot of stuff got released.
That's awesome.
I think a lot of chains are broken, and I think you could tell in the atmosphere there was just a peaceful feeling afterwards. And even talking to some of the girls, I could just tell like tears were shed, but it was tears of like letting things go, and things that were then left and not clinging onto them anymore. And so it was just a really powerful night. I think the cool thing about doing it in one night is last year and the year before, we've always noticed when we do a weekend, people usually, Saturday is always like a weird day. First of all, Friday, whenever we start it, usually they don't come into like half the session's already over. And then Saturday, they come in really late. And so it's always like this
Yeah, I
weird
think
time.
one year we did like 9 a.m. and it was like, nah, that's too early. We did 10 and then 11, and it's just like,
Yeah.
like they're not gonna come.
Yeah, just a weird vibe with who's there. But this time it felt very intentional, like every young adult was there from the beginning to the end.
Because it's like if you're not there, then you miss it.
Exactly, yeah.
I like that.
Maybe a couple people came in late, but it was way more crowded at the beginning. It was way more, there was just like, I think, a different hunger because we did it like that. So for me, I think this was one of my favorites. Not just in terms of content, but just in terms of that. Like I think the hunger was way more there, and people were way more locked in.
Well, that was the theme, right? Desperation.
Yeah, desperation.
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of came out with just we always try to communicate with our personalities, like, you know, hey, this is our vision for the event. This is what we're hoping to do and see. But also, I love asking speakers that come down to do anything for young adults. What's like a topic you are passionate about right now, or a passage in scripture that you're passionate about right now? And then what's a message that you feel young adults need to hear? And so we always ask our speakers those two questions. From there, I'm like, okay, let's, depending on their answers, like, oh, run with that. Like, that sounds great. And that was with Aaron. He did the story of blind Bartimaeus, a call to desperation. And that became like the theme. And I just thought, and going back, like from February, everything happening all semester, I thought Aaron and Hannah were like perfect for that moment, the way that they kind of shepherded that.
It was
moment. Really
awesome.
cool. But I didn't really say this because you asked about the shift of conference to a night. You know, the past 4 years, this is year 5, right? Of Move.
I think so.
We've done
so.
4 of them.
This is our 5th one. We
Yeah,
just
yeah.
did it-
So the past 4 years, we've done a conference, Friday, Saturday, whatever. Yeah, we just felt like last fall we are kind of dreaming about this year, and I was just like, man, I really want more pillar moments throughout the year for young adults, not just like everything is building up to August to have a Move conference, and we're kind of waiting for that. So we did the retreat in January, which was really, really, really fun. We're hoping to do that again next January. And then we did Move Night in June, and then Move Night in September. So now we have 3 like pillar moments
That's neat.
that young adults get to encounter God in different ways. And so that was kind of the vision behind it, of scaling it down a little bit. We're kind of doing the same thing. It's just on 2 separate Friday nights rather than a Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, it's just a different way of trying it out.
But I mean, that, you know, it wasn't a change for change's sake. It seemed
Right.
like you guys are very
Yeah.
strategic, very intentional.
Yeah.
And, you know, to pray about, because we could plan events. You know what I mean? You have events all day long.
Yeah.
But to really pray and dream and ask God to lead this, even in splitting it up, I think you guys sort of fruit. I wasn't there. I wanted to be there.
It
but
it felt
you
weird
sort
of knowing
fruit.
like this is it. Like
Yeah.
like once 6 p.m. hit, we're like, this is it. Like we have these 2 worship moments, and there's nothing tomorrow. So it was very strange, that feeling, but I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
No, it was
cool.
really cool, and it was. I think it was just cool to see the Lord's hand over it. Cause like the Sunday before, I was praying with the Lord, and I was just like, okay, God, like we're ready, like we're excited, but bring them to us, you know? Cause like it's not
Because
to.
none of them signed up.
Yeah,
Bring
and
it.
I was
That's
like,
been every year.
yeah, exactly. But I was like, it's not to build up our name. It's not to build up EG Church name. Like, God, I just want them to hear you. And I felt him really strongly put on my heart the loaves and fishes story. That, like, I'm going to do more than you think. And literally, like, that night, like, we got, like, 60 or 100 signups. And it was just cool to see that, like, the Lord, like,
Crazy.
literally did
One
above
night.
or beyond, like, what we say every day at church.
Yeah.
Like, he does do that.
Yeah.
And I think even just for me like that was cool for me to see, like, man, he really does do above or beyond than we think.
Did we do a move prayer night the Tuesday before last year
Yes.
conference?
Yes.
Oh, we did?
Yes. You always forget whether we did
Oh,
that.
God. Getting old. But that was really cool too. The prayer night this year was really fun. We just did worship and prayer for move night the Tuesday before Friday. It was fun because I was just sitting like in the back at one point, and every prayer moment was emphasizing something of move. And then we get emails every time someone signs up, and I just saw people in the room signing up at that moment as prayer was happening. I was like, oh, they just signed up, signed up. And so
Thank you, Lord.
that night we got a good amount. That was really fun to do. But yeah,
It was.
run it back, see what happens.
Well, Miss Isha McGee, you were out because
I
you're
wasn't
having
there.
a baby. Walk us through mom life.
You and
Yeah.
Ben, just to clarify.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Just
Sorry.
by myself.
She's
You know,
married.
it's always been a dream of mine. Yeah, so we were on the fence for a long time if Ben would go to move night number 1. Because
Why are you laughing?
I thought you were gonna say like on the fence about like having kids.
Oh,
yeah, me too.
Sorry. I should
I
have
did
led
kind of
with
think you were
that.
going to
No.
say that too.
No, it was
I
just
don't know if we want
I
kids.
should have said it was up in the air whether or not Ben would make it to move night number 1 because we didn't know when Robin would come to the world. So he came early June 2nd. So obviously it was like, nah, we're in maternity and paternity leave now. And we still wanted to know obviously everything that happened at move night, but we were just in love and in awe with Robin and the process and everything. It's just like it's life changing. Like it just is, and everybody knows that. Like everybody says, you know, like your whole life's gonna change, and as soon as he comes, like your life changes. But it happened in a different way than you think. Like everyone thinks of the very practical things. You know, of course, your lifestyle changes, your time changes, where you go, everything like that. But it was also just like us as people change. So, yeah, I mean, it's now been 7 weeks, almost 8 weeks, since then. And it's an adjustment. Every single week is an adjustment.
It's like we're still on the fence about it.
Yeah, we're still, we might decide to. Not a single moment has been regrettable at all. Like it's just the most beautiful thing in the world.
Not
and
a 90-day trial period.
no, we are locked in. And I'm in love with everything. I'm in love with Robin. I'm in love with the season. I'm in love with the people that we're becoming, as challenging as it can be to change as a person and to see physical changes like in myself. It's still a beautiful process, and I can acknowledge that.
It's funny you mentioned that, like to see the change, because that's something we felt a lot. Is, you know, Summer and I were married for 9 years before we had Jaden, so it was just us for a long time. And you know, we always tell people, like, in an engagement process, take the 5 love language tests just so you can kind of understand each other, how you receive love, give love. But we have changed in our love languages. Now Jaden's 3 now, but and it's so weird to see that, like, even 10 years later, 12 years later, like how you
Yeah,
adjust. And
that's
so
cool.
I would recommend, like, just consider that, because as he grows, like,
Yeah.
you guys are going to continue to change. And it's been a little bit of a challenge, but it's
Yeah.
been interesting to see how we have changed. And
Yeah.
now we have to almost like refigure out each other.
That's the
Yeah.
and that's the beautiful thing about covenant.
Yeah.
I know this ain't a talk on dating and sex or whatever the case may be, but there's a reason.
God wanted it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's life. Yeah.
there's a reason why God's order is the way it is, I think.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these major life milestones change you.
Yeah.
And you want to go through these major changes with somebody that is in covenant with you.
Yeah.
Because it's like God, he's in covenant with his people through all of the life changes.
Mhm.
You know, through all of the stages of life. And so, you know, just that human relationship, that marriage, that you know, as a young adult, going into it God's way is so strategic and so important.
Mm.
Because when you're in it, those changes, you know, it feels weird, man.
Yeah.
It's like disorienting in a way, like, you know what I mean? Like, you like, who am I?
That
You know?
that has probably been the most I guess
Unexpected.
not really unexpected because it was spoken over us for years, you know, just to young adults in general, like you know, have patience for each other, you know, it's going to be a trying time, whatever. But I think I was so surprised by like who Ben became for me, like during that time. Like I of course thought like he's gonna be a great dad one
Shout out,
day.
Ben.
Shout out Ben.
Shout out, Ben.
I of course knew from day one like he's gonna make a great dad one day. That's something you consider as you pick a spouse and as you get married. You know that their qualities, their character is gonna make a great father or a great parent one day. But I was completely taken aback from the minute we were like headed to the hospital who he was going to be for me, like the spouse for me. Like I was not expecting. So yeah, I wasn't expecting. I was not I was not expecting that.
You right.
Cuz I already knew like he's going to take such great care of our baby, but he took such good care of me.
That's
and
good.
That was like game changing. That's what made the experience so peaceful, so smooth, because without him it would have just been like
I love that.
The crazy thing is he did all
Lonely.
that while still sending me memes on Instagram.
Yeah.
literally every
No.
other
And
hour.
He need an outlet.
Multifaceted, multi-talented
I
man
was
right
like,
That's snitching on him.
Yeah.
you see it in labor right now. You send me this meme, bro.
there. And so then it made me realize like, man, I hope anyone going through this experience or who dreams of one day having a child, like I hope they have somebody that's like that. Like that will also, which is, it's crazy. Like it's so much work to take care of your spouse, but also take care of a newborn. But God makes it happen because
It's a challenge to the guys. Be that person. Right.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Was it hard navigating, like being away from ministry from the time you were because of how much you love it, but also being with a baby? Like how?
Yeah. So it was a very interesting journey from the minute.
BT, who?
What is that?
It was honestly very challenging for me during pregnancy to be in work mode. Super, super difficult. And it wasn't because of the physical things. It was my mind. Like I could not focus because I was so like excited and distracted, like preparing mentally to have a kid and to go into that next season. So I felt guilt a lot of time. Because I wanted to do an excellent job at what I loved to do, what I knew I was called to do in student ministry, but I felt completely like torn and distracted, and I wanted to put so much of my focus over here in my family, but also I'm missing out. Like I know I'm missing out because I'm not present for a lot of it.
'Cause you also missed like a huge event for your ministry. You missed camp.
Yeah.
For the first time in how long?
Yeah. 7 years.
Not missed, but that's.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were unable to go to camp.
Yeah. And it was just those like weekly minutes and services that I have usually face to face with students that I just really struggled to be present. And I tried my best.
Yeah.
But now that Robin's born and I'm, navigating coming back into work, I think the perspective is, of course, everything's different now. Everything's different. But it's less challenging to think of ministry as like, okay, I have to go back into work. I'm leaving my kid, because ministry is everywhere. Like my ministry is Robin. My ministry is my family. But I also get to bring my ministry, number one ministry, Robin, into what I do here. And so I'm excited for that. I'm extremely blessed that we get to blend my family a little bit with what I already do here. And it doesn't have to be this is one thing. You got to focus on this one thing, and then switch it off, and then come over here.
You literally took him to the beach last night.
I did
To
too.
a young adult
Yeah.
worship night.
That was
I was a little
so
shocked,
cool.
but that was cool. I thought
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun.
It's
to
just
see
been
that.
a desire of mine to not just stay stuck at home, and I want to bring him into what we already do because he's a part of our life. You know?
That's true.
Love that.
Nick, how was your summer? How's your summer
Oh my
been?
gosh. My summer has been all over the place. I'll say that. Not in a bad way, but just a lot going on. We had a death in the family. My wife's grandmother passed away at 104 years old.
Wow.
Dang.
But she's a powerful woman of God, so it was really a celebration of life,
Mm.
and we were able to celebrate her life. Nikki and I, we took our daughter to a college camp, a theater camp, but it was her, other than church camp, it was like her first time away. So that was something.
Where was that at?
She went to Texas State.
Oh, cool.
So that was fun.
Nice.
And just seeing, one of the things that we're trying to do is, of course, enjoy the moments, right? But also prepare for what's coming. So this was kind of my first.
Yeah.
This was kind of my first. In 3 years you'll be away at college. So let's prepare
That's
for
crazy.
how this will feel. Well, let's send you to a college camp for the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very small, but it was big for her mom and I. And I'll say how my wife shopped for a 2-week camp because they go to a dorm and and the Target run was an epic Target. I was like, this is only 2 weeks. I can't imagine when she goes to college what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a U-Haul. I don't. But that was fun. And then of course it's graduation season, so I'm just seeing people that I've poured my life into. My godson Zakai, he graduated. My niece and my nephew. I remember when they were born. So just seeing them grow up, like I am officially
An unk.
now, and I turned 40 years old, which is crazy. Turned 40 years old, and so that's a major
You're only
milestone.
40?
I'm only 40, man.
Not that I thought you were older.
Wow.
Just,
You thought I was older, yeah.
I thought you were
No,
older.
so
you
th-
carry
this-
yourself as
Yeah, you
older.
carry
I'm
so
only
much
4 years
wisdom.
younger than you.
So here's the thing.
That's weird.
People have called,
So-
and so one of my best friends from way back, middle school, we've been best friends since middle school. He texted me on my birthday. He said, now your age is finally caught up with how you've acted all these years. Because they've always called me
That's
old.
true.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to act. I don't know how to call. But life will humble you.
Yeah.
So this is what happened on my birthday. It was a Sunday, so I was serving on my birthday, which I've done for years. But Monday I come into the office, and so one of the sisters we work with, I won't say her name to protect the guilty, but she says, "Oh, Pastor Nick, you had a birthday. Oh, I'm so excited." She was like, "How old are you? 50?"
Oh.
And I was like, "You know what? No, I ain't, but okay."
And
then-
you're younger
Sure.
than that, actually.
yeah, I was like, "I'm 40," and then
Off by a decade.
and then she tried to fix it. She was like, "Oh, you're a baby." I was like, "Nah,
Yeah.
you trying to mess with me." so no, it's our summer's been all over the place because, like I said, we've had all of that celebration, of course, some sorrow, and then I'm turning 40, reflecting I'm like, man, I'm at midlife right now.
Mm.
So, am I gonna have a midlife crisis or make a midlife commitment?
Amen.
You know,
Ooh.
and so I'm choosing to
Amen.
make a
That's
midlife commitment, and
Don't get a motorcycle.
I'm not getting no motorcycle.
Absolutely not.
So, I think at 40, I'm going to do what I think I've been doing most of my adult life, which is, stay faithful, love God, and serve his people. That's what I'm going to do.
Crisis or commitment is crazy. I'm stealing that.
Go for it.
that's
For one of your
Because you about to
100
go on
sermons.
sabbatical.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy, too.
Yeah. In a couple of days, I enter into a 4-week sabbatical,
Wow.
which is wild.
And you've never done one before.
No, I've
right?
never done an extended Sabbath. Been in ministry for 15 years. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never felt like a strong desire to want to do this, but it just feels like the timing just feels right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited.
What are your top two desires for this time of rest and
Um,
extended reflection?
So it's weird. Some of y'all know how my mind works. I'm a type A. I'm a planner. I use ChatGPT to plan my entire Sabbath. I can show it to you. Everything is on Notion. Everything is daily planned out. So praying that everything goes to plan. But I'm also ready for it in case it doesn't. I really want to use this time. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna do that. Uh, well, to backtrack a little bit, Summer and I got one of the craziest experiences we've ever had a couple of weeks ago. Went to Montana to a retreat.
Oh yeah,
I'd never been to the mountains like that. It was just insane.
those mountains for real.
Yeah. I mean, we literally worshipped on a area where the Rocky Mountains was our backdrop. Like it was insane. Like no Pro Presenter backdrop will ever look like that. You know. So
Yeah.
it was insane. And it was the first time I ever felt like genuine rest. Where like I had a camp. Like we went Thursday to Sunday. Sunday flew from Montana to Austin. Drove from Austin to Zephyr Monday morning. I'm at camp. Right. And I wasn't like ready. Like I was ready for camp. I wasn't like I liked a full manuscript. I hadn't done all that yet. Uh, Normally I feel like I would have been like a little bit pressured, anxiety, antsy.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even care about Zephyr right now. Like that's the Rocky Mountains. Like it was
Yeah.
the weirdest feeling ever. To where I didn't really care about anything. And I had no phone service. It was insane. So it was cool. Like so the reason I bring all that up is I feel like I got the rest part a little bit already. Like even before the Sabbath, I think that was a blessing in itself. Um, and so Summer was like, "Do you want to do something like that again, or what do you want to do?" And I was like, "I need to go to a city because in cities I dream
Mm.
and I vision and I get ideas, and so I really want to go to a place where I can like dream. So I'm gonna have moments of rest, but I want to have more moments of dreaming and visioning. Part of my goal is I want to write a 5-year, 10-year, 20-year plan for my life and ministry.
That's dope.
Which is weird to think in 20 years I'll be 56, and so
That's crazy.
I'll do the math on that. And so just dreaming like, wow, what do you have for my future, and for not just for me, but for me, Summer, Dayton, like what's our plan? So I want to think through that. So we have different moments where we'll do that. So I'm excited for that, and I'm a connector, bro. I love picking people's brains and
Yeah.
seeing like and trying to find people who are not experts, but just like they have a passion for something, and I want to learn from them. And
Yeah.
so I have like all these meetings lined up with people, just people I look up to, mentors, or people I never even met. I just cold DM'd on Instagram.
Wow, how
Um,
did that go? And they responded to you?
Yeah,
Like, come-
yeah. They're
that's
like,
dope.
and for
They're
them,
like,
it's
let's
like
look at his follower count.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll respond.
for them, it's like so some I'm meeting in person if I'm in their city, some it's FaceTimes. So for like the cold DMs, it's just a FaceTime, and so
That's
they're
dope, though.
like, dude, I would love to connect with you. So I was like, cool. And so yeah, just don't be afraid of someone saying no. That's the worst they can do. And so I was actually like, cool. This guy said yes. I'm really excited to meet with him. And
Lisa
so
feels she came for Move one night. She
Yeah,
says
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened there. That's how she got
mhm.
connected with, same
Yeah,
thing.
just don't be afraid to make the ask. Just do
Yeah.
it. Like if they say no, well, you can still look at their social media content. And
That's a
so
word.
in that we'll be in different cities in San Antonio, Dallas. I'm gonna do a solo trip to New York. I felt it's weird to do a solo trip to New York without Summer because that's the city is important to us. But she was like, no, you need to do a trip by yourself, and I was like, okay, cool. And it makes it a lot less expensive because people's couches versus a hotel is way different. So yeah, so I'm excited for all that and just to get away, to dream, to journal, and read a lot and all that stuff. So, and then I'm planning on visiting different ministries. Every Sunday will be a different church service. Some weekends, multiple church services and stuff like that, just to go sit and worship for a little bit.
That's
That's
good.
cool. I feel like that's inspiring to young adults because, like, I mean, from our perspective, where like we honor the Sabbath like once a week, and we even do it daily in little places. But for young adults that aren't working in ministry, that aren't kind of encouraged and told like, hey, you need to take this time off to rest or whatever. I do feel like even just hearing about somebody else's like very intentional, very dedicated time of rest and dreaming and planning encourages us to do the same, but just in our own aspects in our own lives, which would look completely different, but would encourage us to take the time, even go on a trip or do whatever it is to get away.
That's my encouragement, like, because a lot of this stuff, one, I'm just grateful for BT to allow me to do something like this. We have a policy on staff that for a pastor who's been on staff for 5 years, you qualify for 4 weeks sabbatical. But it's like, but BT doesn't like fund this. Like
No,
it's like
yeah,
everything I'm doing
yeah.
is out of pocket.
You have the space to do
Right.
it.
Yeah. 100%. And so, but my thing, especially after like a trip like Montana, is like, man, like invest in yourself. Like
Yes.
find those moments that whether it's a conference you're going to go to, which you're doing that really soon. That I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, of just the preparation. But just finding moments to like go to that event, go to that conference, connect with that person. And if it costs you a plane ride, if it costs you a trip, like budget out so you can go do something like that to really try to live out the calling that God has for you. And that's what I feel like
I love
has
that.
been beneficial for me the past 5 years or so.
And make sure it's constructive.
Yeah.
I think young adults, you know, maybe BC before Christ, you may hop in a car, go to a different city for a concert or to get
Yeah.
turned or to do
Sure.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then like when you become saved, that same sense of adventure or whatever, because you're not getting turned, you lose that. But don't lose it.
Mhm.
Just channel it into something constructive.
Yep.
And still hop in the car, go for a ride, go dream.
And also like take advantage. Like if someone like gives you like what's the phrase, like if someone gives you an inch, like take a mile, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Take
And
that mile. No,
And so I've had that where someone was like, "Hey, bro, like I got a couch." It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
then,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna
I'll
hit you
bring
up on
my
that.
blanket.
Basically.
I
And so that's what's happening with New York. I'll just share this story really quick. At Montana, at this retreat we went to, there's a bunch of leaders. One of the guys I met is a financial advisor on Wall Street, so he just got like mad clients,
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Yeah, I live in Brooklyn." I was like, "Oh, cool. I used to live in Queens." So New York City, we connected, started talking. And he was just telling about his lifestyle, like how hard it is to live in that city, which we know all that.
Yeah.
But he's like, my favorite thing to do is every Saturday morning, I wake up, I make a cup of coffee, and I sit on my balcony. I just look at the skyline. And I was just thinking, I was like, you live in a bougie spot. don't
Yeah,
you?"
yeah.
It's like nobody just has skyline views, so you just sit on your balcony.
Yeah.
And so he was
He ain't talking about a wall.
right. He was explaining it. So then at the end of the trip, at the end of the retreat, I was like, "Hey, bro, if I'm ever in the city, I'd love to grab coffee, like let's hang out." He's like, "Bro, yes, like stay on my couch." I was like, so then I'm planning a Sabbath. I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, how about that couch?" And it was actually crazy because so then he told me where he lives, right along the water line in Brooklyn,
Oh wow.
which is at a high-rise, building. And it was funny because he had told me, he's like, "I'm not gonna be there actually the weekend you're coming down, so just take my whole apartment." I was like, "God, that's crazy." I was like, "I would love to hang out with you, but
Thank you.
sorry."
I'll take the spot.
So then I told him, I was like, "Hey, like I don't have to, like I'm fine, crashing on a couch." And so like actually, I love sleeping on couches. So I was like, "I don't need your bed, bro. I'll still use the couch." He's like, "Nah, I got a washer and dryer in my unit, so you're fine." And anybody who has a washer and dryer
different.
in their unit, like
Yeah,
you
different.
live in
Yeah.
different. So I was like, "Man, this place is about to be crazy." And so I just feel like one,
He gonna
like,
go in there. It's gonna be like the Home Alone.
so it's like, man, it's gonna be cool. And so it's just little blessings that God throws your way. And so if someone says something, just like, "Hey, I'm gonna take you up on that."
Yeah,
and,
no, that's true.
yeah, see what happens. But I'm excited to. We'll get to have dinner at one point, but that'll be good.
That's cool.
So what about Megan's trip?
Hi.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Chicago tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I didn't cut. I was in the middle of saying Chicago, and she said tomorrow. Good
5:15
gracious.
a.m.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I knew you were leaving, but that caught me off guard too.
Yeah. I
That's
leave
so
tomorrow.
funny.
Yeah, when Hannah and Aaron came down, I asked to grab coffee with Hannah. And we met up, and it was awesome. And they were telling me about their conference they're having. And it's a limited amount of young adults who get to go, and it's very intentional. It's to like learn more. Like they have different mentor sessions. The breakout sessions are like how to write a book, how to podcast. You can do
Make
like
paper room better.
Yeah.
You can do like leadership 101 lessons. You can even do another option was to like get your headshots done, different stuff like that. So very for leaders in the next generation to rise
Yes.
up. And so when she talked about it, I was like, this is so cool, but I don't think I'll be able to go. But I talked to my parents about it, and they're letting me go. So they're paying for it, which is really nice.
Good.
But it's just really cool to be able to go. I'm
That's
really,
favor.
yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. This is something like I've never done before.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was even talking with Hannah about it because I was like, I'm a little nervous to travel, but she's like, this is the time to do it. She's like, when I was single, I just traveled all the time, and you learn more and you grow more, but it's scary, but it's also really cool.
Mhm.
And so I'm a little scared, but I'm also really excited. I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's cool. And then we have Move Night 2 in September, which is very exciting. And then in October, I'm going to Honduras. So
Oh,
Ooh-wee.
I know, very excited, very
World
excited,
traveler.
very excited about Honduras. I've felt called to go there for a long time, but I think the Lord finally opened the doors, so I'm excited to go.
I love that. I
Are you
love
going to Togo?
So no, I can't go to Togo this year because, like I said, either making a midlife crisis or make a midlife commitment. And this is not just because I was turning 40, but an opportunity presented itself for me to go back to school.
Hey.
And
Oh,
so
that's exciting.
I don't know why I did
Dr.
it.
Nick.
I don't know why I did it,
Hey.
but the door was open, and I just said, "All right." Well, I talked to my wife, and the program, you know, the layout of the program fits the rhythm of our life right now. Like it's
Cool.
not too crazy, other than the reading and the writing. But
Other than all the work that I have to
I need to do that anyway.
Other than the homework, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and so one of the things I was telling Nikki, my wife about it, just talking about is stewardship.
Mm.
The stewardship of my call includes the stewardship of the opportunities that God allows me to experience, and then the stewardship of my mind and my body. You know, like the things that you have the opportunity to take part in. Like God puts those in front of you. How will you steward it? And so, you know, yes, it's going to be a little I'm talking to myself now and everybody. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. You know, and young adults, you need to know this. Like everything that's uncomfortable, it don't mean it's bad. like that could be the very thing that God is leading you to. Like the job that you're on that you don't like because you're working with a toxic boss. That may be God's will. Because you have an opportunity to work under that toxic boss and get expertise that, like, you don't know where you're gonna be in 5 years. That job, that boss was toxic, but when you apply to that next position, that company looks great to them. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
We don't know where we're gonna be. So I never thought in a million years I would have an opportunity like this, and it just opened up. And so,
What do you feel is your like reasoning for wanting to go back to school?
stewardship.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that, I mean, it's
Everything you just said.
Yeah, no, everything I just
Like,
said.
we listen.
No, seriously, like to steward my call. And
Cool.
so y'all know me, like one of the things I love just pouring into people, just pouring, just talking, like, but I need some depth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be an empty well. And I'm not saying that you know, school this or that, but you know, God allows us to have these things and to do these things. This is a part of loving the Lord with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength. And not only that, but look at how many young adults and how many people that we are blessed to serve. And so I think this is just going to help me be a better servant as I steward this opportunity. So
Love it.
pray for your
cool.
boy.
Y'all have really exciting things coming up.
I don't know
Well-
how excited it is, but no,
It does feel weird
It's
leaving
exciting.
for like 4 weeks and then like last night at the young adult worship night at the beach, like we connected with someone and she just moved in town. I was like, man, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna see you in a month.
yeah.
Like hang out. I promise we'll
Stay.
we'll barbecue.
That's how I felt leaving too.
It's very very
things
weird.
are happening, and I'm okay.
Yeah. But we have a
watching.
great team.
Yeah.
That
And you
can take
have to
over.
do that.
Yeah.
We've got to do that because sometimes we can, you know, I mean, it's an occupational hazard in ministry or doing anything. You working at your job, not even if you in ministry, just you working at your job. You feel like, oh man, if I ain't here, it's gonna crumble. Well,
Right.
guess what? There's gonna come a day where you won't be there,
For sure.
and guess what? Probably won't happen. It ain't gonna crumble.
Right. And that's
But
what's
you
nice
might,
about
you know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's what's nice about right now. Like I just feel like we have the team in place with Megan leading and our dream team. Like especially Tuesday nights, I was like, I'm not worried at all. And so that's why it just feels like a good time to like, all right, let me step away for a little bit. So I'm gonna miss you guys, but excited.
It's been a crazy summer.
Wild summer.
Wow.
Well, let's enter into the fall season. Oh, I do want to share this. Sorry. An idea of future paper room episodes that we're gonna do.
Okay.
This came up like I don't know, like a month
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
That I think would be cool. You know, young adults,
think it was
you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, and we want to help you do that. None of us have like real world work experience. I worked at Chili's When I flew out to one of my camps I spoke at, I was just like there at the airport, and I went to go get breakfast, and the guy was like, "Man, I recognize you." And a lot of times people recognize me because of BT, so I was like, "Oh, I'm a pastor at BT Church." He's like, "Not that." I was like,
I ain't done nothing else.
and then he was like, "Did you work at Chili's?" I was like, "Oh
Nice.
yeah." And so we worked together a long
That's
time
great.
ago.
That's neat.
I felt bad I didn't remember him. Classic. But so we want to help you like figure out what you want to do with your life. So an idea we had is bringing in like people who are in a particular field of work, who are Christians in that field, that we can bring into interview and talk about like, man, like, so you have a dream of being a financial advisor, or you have a dream of being a doctor, or you have a dream of being a lawyer, you have a dream of being a mortgage loaner, or whatever. Like, then let's bring in some people who are already doing that,
That'd be neat.
that are Christian, that maybe attend BT or a Christian area, and just pick their brain. That way, like, you can check out that episode, and if you're pursuing that or want to pursue that, you can maybe learn a little bit about that insight. Some of that we get with like table talks too, like with Move Nights, but I'm excited for that series of episodes. It won't be our only content that we put out, but that's going to be content coming up in the future that I'm really excited for. Already connected with a couple of people. If they'd be interested to come in,
That's
they're
neat.
like, I'm in. Who really operate, their business owners, and they operate it faith-based, and so that's really cool. So I'm excited for that. So be on the lookout for that as we try to help you figure out and find your purpose, which is one of our goals. So, anyway.
That's awesome.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yep.
Rate us and like us and share us.
Yes.
And follow us on.
All the things.
Like personally.
No, I meant.
Oh, crazy.
Oh my
I
gosh,
hope
I
you
meant the
like
paper
us.
room podcast.
Bye.
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 Peace.